name's Chris Boan-Lenzo, and I'm the instructor for this course. This is my first time teaching an online course with videos, so I expect this to be a little bit clunky, but I've been teaching sociology for about 20 years now, and this course in particular is one of my favorites to teach. I've got a title up here for this particular lecture, Why Are You Watching This?, which I know is kind of an annoying question because obviously you're watching it to take an intro to sociology course. I'm going to frame each of our lectures with a particular question like this, just so that it orients the material and we don't end up just having a list of kind of ideas that you write down. Before I get to that, a little bit about me. I was raised in the suburbs of Minneapolis, went to college, and I was a terrible student in high school, which is, I disclose that because I think it's important for us to understand one of the things we're going to get to is how much society influences us. And the reality is that most people who grew up in America are at least mediocre students. And that was true of me too. I'm not any different than most of you guys and most of the students that I've ever had. I went to undergraduate at Drake University in Des Moines, Iowa, where I continued to be a pretty mediocre student until my senior year in college. At that point, I figured out that I needed to do better in order to have a job that would be at least relatively interesting to do. So I pulled it together and got my bachelor's degree in English. Moved on to the University of Alabama for graduate school, not in sociology, in American studies, which is kind of a cultural history of America, which ended up helping out a lot because most of the examples that I will draw from, sociology is obviously about societies in general, but I have a lot more knowledge of American society because of that experience at the University of Alabama. Then moved on to get my master's degree in sociology at the University of Georgia, finished that up in 1999, and I've been teaching sociology courses ever since then. Aside from that, just a little bit about me. I was a competitive soccer player through college. I'm currently a youth soccer coach. I'm an aspiring heavy metal guitar player, although when you hit your mid-40s, you're probably more of a failed heavy metal guitar player. I'm married, have two children, ages 13 and 10. Being married is the best thing that's ever happened to me, and having kids even trump that. So that's a little bit about me. If you want to know other specific things, please feel free to email me. For right now, let's transition into this obnoxious question. Why are you watching this? Now, the reason I ask this question is to get at the idea that you don't want to be watching this, and I don't have any illusions about that. You're doing it for class credit. But the interesting thing about this, for me, is that it's not just you watching this. There are 25 other people in this course. All of you are unique individuals, and it's kind of weird to think about the fact that 25 unique individuals would all be doing the exact same thing at roughly the same time. What makes it even weirder is the fact that none of you wants to be taking this course. None of you is interested for the most part. I mean, you would rather be playing video games, watching a movie, hanging out with your friends, almost anything other than this. So why are you watching this becomes a more interesting question. If you're an individual and you're acting like 25 other people, that's kind of interesting. Is it really you that is making the choice to do this, or is something influencing you? And the fact that you don't really want to be doing this, and nobody wants to be doing this, also makes it kind of interesting. The idea here is that, yeah, you're making a choice to click on the video and do that. It's not like you're being controlled by something else. But in a way, if you could sit and pick whatever you want to do right now, and you're choosing to do something that you don't want to do and 25 other people are doing it, it seems as though there is something else that is influencing you to act in this particular way. That thing is society. Maybe you're doing it because ultimately you think a college education is the key to having an interesting and relatively high-paying job. And you're right. But why do you think that? Because society has told you that, and society has been set up in a way that makes that really true. I mean, you absolutely want to do well in my course and get your college degree. All of which doesn't change the fact that if you were in a different society, you wouldn't be doing this. The fact that you're doing this is because you are an individual. Yes, you're an individual, but you're an individual who is living his or her life in a particular society at a particular time where it is influencing you to act in this way. That's what we're going to be studying for this entire course. There's a Canadian philosopher who likened being a person in society to being a fish in water. And I'm going to click on this so that I can read the quote to you. It's on the syllabus. One thing about which fish know exactly nothing is water, since they have no anti-environment which would enable them to perceive the element they live in. That's what we're talking about when we talk about society. Society is the water that we're not aware that we're swimming in, but it's constantly influencing us to think the thoughts we have and to behave in the ways that we do. This course is going to be about that, about not just the way society influences you to watch this video and the fact that most of your choices throughout a day, most of the thoughts that you have throughout a day are put there by society. Well, I guess that's it. The idea that most of the thoughts, most of the behaviors that you have are put there by society. A last point about that is that you always have the option of going against it. You can click this video and turn me off right now. You can drop out of the course. You can drop out of college. I'm not suggesting that you do that, and don't take it as like a dare for you to show me that you're an individual. But you always have that possibility, and we'll talk as the course goes on about the fact that that is a good thing to do a lot of the time. I mean, if you do it constantly, you're just going to annoy people. But if you do it, I mean, there are times when it's appropriate, when you witness something sexist or racist. Society, as we've set it up right now, is sexist and racist. I'll talk to you about, this isn't like anti-America. This is, I'll make the argument to you in future videos. Society is a machine that influences you to think and behave, and influences everybody to think and behave in certain ways. The fact that you are stuffed into this machine and that you come out thinking and behaving in ways just like your classmates and just like most of the other people in society doesn't mean you have to. But being aware of the water, being aware of the society that you live in, is the first step in being able to make your own choices so that you can live the life that you want to live. That's why I finish this video by saying this is the most important course you will take in college, apart from the courses in your major. This is a course that teaches you how the real world works and how the real world influences you to act in certain ways. So that's what we'll be doing in this course. And as you can tell, this is my first time doing a video-based Intro to Sociology course. There are going to be mistakes and pauses. I'm going to leave them in there because it's a little bit more authentic. It's a little bit more the way I actually teach in my classroom courses as well. So you can laugh about me behind my back or email me and laugh about me in front of my face. That's it for video 1. I will see you guys in video 2.